I've been observing my kids the past 2 months because, like we said, our lives are intentionally out of balance right now, which has also meant that we are not. I've probably shared with you that we use the Celis Academy for academic subjects, but we have not been using that for the past 2 months. So in reality, we've kind of been doing pretty much an unschooling intentionally, right? But I love to observe what happens when we're doing that. And it's really so fascinating to me what happens. And I have seen my little girls, 7 and 10, do everything from making a forest out of popsicle sticks to writing in their journals that they made by hand.
Just so cute. So
To the activity today was rollerblades and electric scooters around the parking lot. We have a parking lot. I mean, I'm amazed by all the things they come up with, but also includes things like practicing the piano and
take care of the animals.
painting and drawing and taking care of the animals. Like there's amazing things that happen when you just give your kids this space to be like, do whatever you want to do within limits, right? I'm not like
off screens.
I don't say no, there's no screens. They do ask to watch a movie. And I say, yeah, if you watch it in Portuguese, you can watch a movie in the evening times. This is not, during the day. But yeah, if you're out playing and you want to practice your Portuguese at night, okay. So there's limits on, what they can do. They're not getting on their screens unless, well, they'll look up something on Pinterest or something to draw or paint or whatnot. But when you have these boundaries in place, but then it's kind of this dichotomy. Like you have the boundaries in place, but then there's freedom within that. And it's amazing what they come up with and what they figure out to do. And of course, there's been times when they said, "Oh, I'm bored." And I'm like, "Great, I've got a million projects you can work on." They're like, "No, we'll go find something to do." Same with our 13-year-old, because in some ways, that age is tough, like the younger ages. But if you provide the boundaries and then freedom within those boundaries, they come up with a lot of things. Now, for example, one of the boundaries I placed on my 13-year-old, he can only listen to an audiobook when he's doing work for me, which has been amazing in his productivity. He's been very helpful cleaning and doing all sorts of things because he can only listen to the audiobook when he's active. And he's not allowed to listen to pop music until he has created music, meaning practiced an instrument. So he gets minute for minute. If he practices for 15 minutes, he gets 15 minutes of pop music. I did the same strategy with my older kids, specifically my son who's 18, because he loves music, loves it. And when he was 12, 13, same thing. I told him, like, no, you cannot listen to music until you have first practiced an instrument. And
he's fantastic.
Well, and he's the kid that's told me for as long as I can remember that, no, I'm never going to play an instrument. And I've always been like, okay, well, whatever. But if you want these things, this is what you've got to do. And so I've held that boundary. Now, of course, there's been some fluctuation in that depending on family, wherever we are in the world or whatever, because we haven't always had an instrument to practice, right? So I'm not as strict on the rule. But when I finally was like, no, here we are, we're in our place, we've got the piano, we've got the stuff. This rule is in place. Like, I'm not messing around. We are enforcing this rule. And he was like, okay. He knew, like, I got to do it.